feel like LinkedIn, your profile is your pitch, your handshake, and your vibe check.
It's the
all
key to
rolled
your
up.
future.
Yeah.
A really good headshot can increase your appearance confidence by
Right.
76%.
That's insane. My current LinkedIn profile photo is AI generated.
Don't do the AI profile shot.
Guilty.
So think about who you are, think about what you want to accomplish, how you attempt to achieve personal branding. Isn't necessarily what you want it to be, but it's what people will say it is. You can sort of help influence how people view your brand. If there's one thing that you could do for yourself, it would be this.
Oh my God.
Right? So this is that whole LinkedIn best practices working.
Hey everybody, my name is Christine Panergias, and this is Meredith Karcher, and this is CTRL ALT EVOLVE.
Hi, welcome back to CTRL ALT EVOLVE. My name's Meredith, and this is my co-host Christine. Today we are going to dive into something that really affects how you're perceived before you even open your mouth, and that is personal branding, specifically on LinkedIn. We're going to talk about why LinkedIn is a great choice for branding, and it's probably one of the most powerful places to make a digital first impression. And more importantly, we'll start off with what personal branding is, in our opinions, of course. And with that, I'm going to kick it off or send it over to Christine.
Okay, great. So we've already talked about how important personal branding is, and now we're going to talk about what it is.
Right.
So personal branding is how you want others to perceive you, whether it's online or in person. And that you can incorporate a lot of different things into your personal branding. It could be how you dress. It could be how you do your hair. It could be, how you speak, what you talk about. And all of these things, when you bring them all together into, one neat little package, is your personal branding, or how you attempt to achieve personal branding. Because as we know, your brand isn't necessarily what you want it to be, but it's what people will say it is, right?
Yeah.
So, that's a little marketing cliche thing, I guess, that like we talk about. But you can help sort of influence. I think that's a good word. You can sort of help influence how people view your brand. So that's personal branding, I think, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And what do you want to?
Yeah, well, of course I want to say something. Yeah, I definitely want to say something. So for me, I agree with all of that. And I would say even that, very simply put, it's how people perceive you maybe outside the Zoom room, if we're going back to like virtual
for sure.
meetings,
Yeah.
right? And even for LinkedIn, because as we all know, if people have been tuning in, you will know that LinkedIn is my favorite
Oh my God, she
social
doesn't shut
media
up about it. I'm just
platform.
joking.
I will never stop talking about it.
It's not a bad thing, actually.
I will not. And I feel like LinkedIn, your profile is your pitch, your handshake, and your vibe check.
It's the
all
key to
rolled
your
up.
future.
Yeah. The key to your future.
Right? So a little bit more marketing advertising there.
Nice,
Yeah, I think that that's
nice.
really important. And I think everything from your photo
Yep.
to what you have written on your LinkedIn page, including keywords, and whether you use first person or not.
Oh my gosh.
Right? There's a little bit of a debate about that. But I personally am a first person writer for LinkedIn because you are talking about yourself, right? It's not someone's not writing it for you. Well, maybe they are writing it for you, but I think it should be in the first person. But I digress.
Yeah.
So so all of those things and the type of content you share, anything that you might consider, something like thought leadership, for example, right? That also contributes to your personal brand. So there's a
Definitely.
lot of little puzzle pieces that we're going to cover on today, or discuss today, not
Yeah.
cover on, but
And I love how you already jumped into best practices, because that's what I was going to ask you about next.
Okay.
So tell me about your best practices, and then I'm going to tell you about mine.
okay.
So
And they're there are things that I would consider best practices and that I may not have fully used on my LinkedIn profile. For
sure.
Because like, who has time lately?
Well, and it's updating every day. That's the other thing.
I'm
is
so tired.
Everybody is saying like, yes, do this one day and don't do it the next. So where do you go? Where do you turn?
I think these are what I would consider best practices. One, a really good profile photo, headshot, or like from the waist up, in your style, like who you are.
Right.
And with your personality in that photo, I think that's really important. Your title. I think your title is super important. Like, okay, so you're a marketing manager, great. But what is it you do as a marketing manager?
What are you really doing?
What problem do you solve?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the pain point? Let's talk about that. More marketing terms just vomited all over the place.
Why not?
But yeah, so like I think a really important, like that's really important, your title. I think that's like something that's going to help people sort of dive into who you are right away. And whether or not they're interested, if it's like a job search or someone who's looking to connect, right? Very important. Other things include first person. So when you write your description about yourself, it's not, Christine is a very skilled, experienced marketer. It's like, hi, I'm Christine. I'm a super skilled marketer. I've been doing this for a really long time. I may be a dinosaur, but I'm not extinct.
Okay. Nix the dinosaur apart.
Right. But like just to say that like it really should be first person.
Yeah.
Right. Other things, best practices, nice clear descriptions of your work experience. If you're a job seeker specifically, I think that's really important. Like be succinct and clear.
Right.
Right. Like make sure people understand what it was that you did at X company. Have your start date, end date, of course, because people want to see that you've been there for X number of years or whatever. By the way, I think hiring managers who hire based on how many years you've been at each company, we need to do an entire podcast on that because I don't believe in that.
No, I don't either.
But anyway, that's obviously another conversation.
What we don't like about LinkedIn.
Yeah, here's 10 things we don't like about LinkedIn. But also, I think like features. You know how you can set featured
featured
content?
section?
Yeah. I think that's really important. Put things that you're really proud of there.
Right.
And it's okay to brag. I know, let me just talk to the women here for a second. I don't know if all women have experienced this, or maybe many of you have, but from a young age, we were taught not to talk about our achievements because it's bragging. People won't like you. It's going to cause strife. But young men are always told to talk about their achievements because they're the future leaders. I'm really hoping that this has changed. I'm seeing a little bit of this change happening, but for those of us who grew up with it, it's really hard for us to step away from it. So if there's one thing that you could do for yourself, it would be this. Share your achievements. Talk about yourself. I know it's hard. You're looking at a person who has a really hard time doing that. I knock myself down more than I think anybody else does, right? Even in like my bad joking or like,
self-deprecation.
I can't stop the self-deprecation.
Yeah.
I can't. And I grew up that way.
Right.
So I'm trying to stop. I'm learning. This is hard.
Yeah.
But please speak about your achievements because they're important.
Agree.
And you're important, right?
Yeah.
Talk about it, feature it, get it on your LinkedIn page. That is a huge best practice, right? And then I think other than that would be the types of content you share.
Sure.
That could be another discussion because that could take forever.
Yeah, for sure. I love all of those things that you said, and I'm going to dig into some of those individual items. The first one being the photos, because I again have a hilarious story or not. I'll have to see if I can find the photos. So my current LinkedIn profile photo is AI generated. It is. And I already know what you're going to say. And I'll tell you right now, I had to sift through a lot. And like I said, if I can find the funny ones, even when I did type in professional headshot, the ones that returned me in a leather catsuit with my head tilted. skipping down some random.
Did you just say another cat suit?
Yes,
Come
that's
on.
what came up.
For like a LinkedIn profile photo?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it much better than the old man from the last?
Obviously, way better. But
That was hilarious. So that, and then with photos too, really got to stop crossing your arms.
right.
You have to.
Yes. Oh my
Have to.
God. And do you know why?
Tell me why.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
One, you seem like you're cutting yourself off from people.
Right.
Two, you're trying to
You look
establish
mad.
dominance. Oh,
Yeah.
girl, like, no, dude, stop crossing your arms. Yeah, no, because it shows that you're closed off.
Yeah.
It may seem like insecure. It may also seem like you're trying to force dominance or like make it seem like people don't see crossed arms in photos
Right.
as a good thing overall.
Right.
Right. So like, stop.
Yeah.
Especially you tech bros. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Stop it.
Tech Bros is an episode too.
maybe, yeah, that could be a whole thing, right?
And the other thing about photos, like I have heard, I don't even remember who said this. It's less passport and more warm authority.
Oh,
And I thought, oh, that's clever.
that is
I like
actually-
that. I
that
like
is-
that.
I like that.
Warm
Yeah, yeah.
authority.
And like in this here, like I have info. All right. I wrote it down because I want to share the stuff.
This is a good stat. This is a good
there's like
stat.
there's like huge important numbers. Like a really good headshot can increase your apparent competence. Think about this.
Your parent confidence.
Apparent confidence by 76%.
Yep.
Meaning people will think you're 76% smarter from a really good headshot.
Just from a picture. Yeah.
Get that headshot done. What are you waiting for? Okay. Apparent competence. Like,
Yeah.
I never would have thought that was even going to be a statistic.
No, me
right?
neither.
Like, so I'm like, okay, this is cool. Good to know.
Me neither.
You appear 9% more likable. You will get
Yes.
9% more views.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And 62% more influential.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what to say about the influential part, but
Right.
the other stats, I like. I like looking smarter.
Yeah. I like the apparent confidence.
Right. And I also competence. Like,
Competence.
Not confidence.
I
like,
thought, sorry, competence.
Yeah. So like you look more competent, like
Yeah.
more able to do the work that you're applying for by simply having a photo.
That's a LinkedIn stat too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think, right?
it is. It is. Isn't that crazy? So like, I'm just like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take that.
No,
So
definitely.
like, yeah, according to one study, professional headshots can increase an individual's perceived competence by 76%.
That's insane.
Yeah, likability goes up,
Yep.
influence goes up,
Yep.
your LinkedIn views go
Yeah.
up.
Views go up. I
Yeah.
saw that.
And I kind of believe the LinkedIn views part
Mm-hmm.
because when I see like no image, I disengage.
Yeah. I'm not interested, or I
Like,
think it's a
A
bot.
bot or a scam.
Or scam.
Or
Yeah.
like someone who just is not really interested in a job.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Cause like I've had to hire some people off of LinkedIn, right. For agency work and stuff.
Right.
And like I've received lots of applications and there have been some without
Mm-hmm.
images. And I'm just like, yeah, no, we're going to skip that guy. And maybe you might think that's wrong of me, but you know, if I'm not meeting you in person, the first thing I want
digital first impression, like I
Yeah.
said at the
We
beginning,
talked about
right?
this,
That's
right?
important. So
But yeah, so that's just some stats. I have, as you can see, I'm scrolling. I have a
yeah,
lot.
we have a ton of stats.
But like,
The other thing too, LinkedIn's new chief marketing and strategy officer, Jessica Jensen, she's doing a lot in this area too.
Is she? Good.
Yeah, and really taking people through LinkedIn. Kind of, I wouldn't say she's necessarily doing breakdowns all the time, but that's something that she's been focusing on as well. Is actually showing people the value of having that comprehensive profile.
well, I challenge anybody to like make those small changes and see what happens.
Absolutely,
You know, like, will
Absolutely.
it make a difference?
Yeah.
Like I have, before we continue on with the branding and the conversation on LinkedIn itself. Sorry guys, I have the sniffles. My allergies. It's springtime. I'm dying. I'm dying over here. But yeah, so I want to talk about a specific person. Do you know Christina Wallert?
Yeah.
Okay. Christina Waller
I love her.
lost her job
She did.
a while ago, right?
Garbage.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm so sad that she lost her job because she's really good at what she does.
Yeah, but she's so good in so many areas. Because
Yes.
I saw her when she worked at another place, which I won't name because who knows. And she was amazing.
Yeah,
So anyway, sorry, tell your story.
She's a brilliant person
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah.
But she found it difficult to find a job, right? And she'd done a lot of applications, and
Yeah.
so the first thing she did obviously was take a look at her LinkedIn profile and
Right.
start to fix that. But then she started posting on LinkedIn all the time.
Yep.
Like she would post about the job hunt. She would post about the challenges.
She did.
She would talk about like all these great things. And slowly but surely, this like little community started to build around her, right? And then after that community started to build, then she started to get like an actual audience.
Yep.
I think she has a job now, right? Because I think people started to recommend her.
Yeah.
And that's something that's really important too, is
Right.
that we talk about LinkedIn as a social media network, as a professional network, as like a way to meet people and network and build, but people don't use it that way.
I know.
Christina did.
Yeah, she did.
Right? And she did, and she got a job. It took her a little while.
Right.
But she did it. Right? And it's because of her personality,
It is.
her personal branding,
Yep.
the topics that she would post about, her connection to people, her
Right.
willingness to continue to engage with people.
Correct.
Right? So like
Yep.
it's not a post it and forget it. It's a post it and respond. It's a post it and see how it went. It's a post it and continue the conversation. Right? So I don't know, guys, like I said guys again. I got to stop that.
That's okay. I actually loved what Christina did. There was a couple posts that she had that really had a lot of traction. And I want to say it was Christina that did coffees and really did kind of made mention of having coffees with people in her network.
I don't remember.
I feel like I saw that.
It could be.
And she is definitely the other thing about her that I love and I stress on LinkedIn profiles is authenticity.
Yes, she's real.
Yeah, she's
like 100%
genuine.
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, and because I know her personally, and
Yeah.
that we used to have breakfast together all the time. We had like this little Toronto group. We would go out for breakfast at like Artisano or whatever. There were a bunch of us that would, I know, like so like
Wow.
random. I
Those
know.
were the days.
Yes, they were. But yeah, like I know her personally, and seeing her struggle to find a job like
Right.
bothered me, right? And
Same.
I wish I could have hired her, but like I don't have that big a team, right? And I don't have like, but when I saw people posting for jobs, and I was like, hey, this is what Christina does,
Right.
You know, I would try to remember to
Yeah.
refer her, and
Yeah.
other people started doing that,
Yep.
and then people that she didn't know as well as me started doing that, right? So this is that whole LinkedIn best practices working.
Right.
Right? Her profile picture looks like her. Her profile is filled. She's posting relevant content.
She's up to
right?
date.
She's up to date and she's
Right.
doing it. So, you know, okay, yes, it took a little while, but it worked. So I feel like if anybody else were to do that, it would work too.
Right. It works if you're telling your story. And I think a lot of people stumble on articulating who they are in words.
yeah.
It's not easy.
No,
it's
especially
not.
especially as women, going back
Yeah,
to that again, because we're told
absolutely.
not to, right? We're not
Absolutely.
important.
Yeah.
So, but like, I'm so glad she did that. And
I am too. Yeah. And I'm glad that you brought her up. So we'll definitely have to tag her.
Yeah.
So other people can see.
I know, yeah. I'll
her fantastic
I'll
profile.
get the
Yeah.
LinkedIn profile
Yeah.
info and share it later.
Definitely.
But yeah, and then maybe you guys can connect with her too and ask her questions and say, hey, you know, how did you do that? Or
Yeah.
like, you know, we saw you on X podcast.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's, as we talk about somebody who's so great, I do, as much as I don't want to be negative, there are some profiles that I've seen in my own network where I've kind of gently said, like, your headline should not be a paragraph, you know? Yeah, I had someone actually who I know very well who has keyword stuffed in their headline. And I was like, that's not what it's for. It's for like a couple of words or maybe a sentence. So I think one of the things that I have in mind is that I'm a strategic storyteller, and I thought I was so clever for saying that. It's not that clever, let's face it. But yeah, keyword stuffing in your headline underneath your photo.
Yeah, I think mine just
No.
says I'd like to help businesses
Yeah, I
do
like
something
yours,
simple,
though.
like
I
something
like yours.
simple like that.
I like
because that's what I
yours.
like to do, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's really important. That like, I think this comes back to like personal branding in the sense that be you.
Yeah. But that's hard for a lot of people. It's very difficult. It's hard. And I still struggle. I will say that I still kind of struggle with that. Since we've reconnected, I think the vibe check is definitely things are in place and I'm doing a lot better, but I still see that often. And the big fail for me personally is that darn featured content section. Darn it. I have to, you know what? I would like to ask you this. So for featured content, like, what do you put there? What do you put there?
Thing. Whatever. Like I have a couple of presentations that I did at PodCamp years
Right.
ago. I have a press release that went out.
Oh, nice.
Right.
Right.
When I did like this really crazy viral thing. I hope it's still there. I think I took it down. No, maybe I put it back up. I don't remember. But yeah, so like there's things like accomplishments, things that I did that I'm proud of. Right. So that's what that should be.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the other thing too that I had done in the past is I had just, oh, this is so terrible. I don't even want to admit it. I repurposed bullet points from my resume. Oh, I'm cringing because I know exactly where that is on my profile and I'm taking it down as soon as we're done with this recording. But now what I ended up doing was I ended up creating a portfolio, like a digital portfolio.
Yeah, that's cool too.
And I thought that was so great when you have applications like Google Drive.
Well, look,
you can
here-
just put it up there,
Yeah,
right?
and here's something
So-
else too. Like, I think it depends on your industry.
Yeah.
If you're a graphic designer, your featured section could be like really great pieces of
Right.
work, creative you've done.
Right.
If you are a speaker, it could be video. I think you could put video in featured still, right? Or did they take the video away?
I'm not sure.
But
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
It could
yeah.
just be a slideshow if you're a coach, right? It could be a presentation or, I mean, it really depends on your industry as well.
Right.
But like, I like accomplishments, like
Yeah.
things that you're proud of. And they don't
Yeah.
have to be like, a certificate or because like you're going to put that in like at the
Towards the
bottom, your
bottom.
certifications,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it should be that. I just think it like should be cool things that you've done.
Yeah.
Right. Like, for example, we did a photo shoot recently.
Right.
Right. So I think in my featured, I might actually put like one photo that really stands out from the photo shoot and then tag it with Control Alt Evolve,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And say like start date of our like
Yeah.
first recording, right?
Yeah.
Maybe put that there. People might think it's goofy or cheesy, but I'm cheesy sometimes and that's just who I am. So
Definitely.
I will sometimes do cheesy things and that might be one of them. I haven't decided yet.
I like that. And I think if you can, if at all possible, and it does depend on what kind of role you're in, you could try to kind of mix it up as much as possible. So I have a portfolio, but then I also have some video. And then I also have some graphics, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But the other piece of that too is being able to articulate the quality, but maybe also if you have any quantitative results,
Sure,
put them
I think
there.
that's important
Put
too.
them there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And like as a business owner, right, I own an agency.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might consider, well, not sometimes, I'm actually considering putting up some things I did for clients, like
Yeah.
a screenshot of a website.
Right.
Or a screenshot of creative that went out on socials on behalf of a client. Right. So like things like that are really good too, because it helps people see what it is you do. And also if their values align with yours aesthetically.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So like they see a variation of your creative work if you're a creative designer, right? Like if you're a graphic designer and they see a variation of the things you do and they're like, oh, they have a really great aesthetic across the board. I think I'm going to look further into this, right? Or if you're a speaker, right? What do you speak on? Like you have like your slides or you have a presentation or whatever it may be connected, then that's a really great place to start too. Because people are like, oh, this person's title is really good. This person has like some really great featured content that they've shared. They talk about what it is they do, right? So like it just, like I said, it's the featured content is just another piece to the puzzle. So think about who you are, think about what you want to accomplish and reflect that.
Yeah, and make it comprehensive.
Yeah.
As comprehensive as you can. So
Comprehensive's kind of hard, right?
it can be hard. I guess comprehensive is probably too harsh of a word.
Maybe.
But if you have different formats, different ways to deliver that featured section, then do it.
Yeah, I think that's bad. I think that's
Yeah,
smart. Yeah,
do it.
absolutely, 100%.
For sure.
And try to maintain it, which is something I also haven't done.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
yeah,
like
that's
all the
me.
stuff that's on there right now is kind of old. Like I
Right.
should refresh it. Like I might keep the old stuff, but add the newer things to it. I think that's something probably everybody should maintain on some level or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, that's kind of important.
Recurring basis. Here's something that I was thinking of too. What about referrals? Referrals received and referrals given on
Like recommendations
Yeah,
on LinkedIn?
recommendations.
Like how people
Yeah.
recommend you for
Yeah.
specific
Yeah.
skills and tasks? Yeah, I think those are great. I think if you can give them, give them. I
Yeah.
think if you can receive them, receive them. I don't know if anybody looks at them.
Interestingly enough, I have seen a few employers for some of my friends who were looking. I had someone come and mention this to me and say, Meredith, how do I get a recommendation? I said, you
for
just
it.
have to ask, right? And they said that in the application that the employer was specifically looking at their LinkedIn profile.
But
and
they
I-
looked at the recommendations?
Yes.
Oh.
And that was one of the sections they said, like, we want to know, because I guess in their reference process, that was part of their reference process.
That's so weird.
So
I
it
would
is
never,
strange.
I never would have
It's
thought
strange.
of that.
It's
Only
strange.
because like when that feature launched on LinkedIn, it was very popular. You remember
Yeah.
everybody was asking for recommendations? Like, oh my God, I can't remember how many like I
Do you
had.
have any?
Yeah, I think I have a few. Yeah. But like,
I have zero.
do you?
I have zero.
will-
I've
I
given
will give
so
you
many,
one.
and I
I
have
will give
zero.
you one.
I have zero.
And
that's
it
so
won't be a
sad.
charity recommendation. It'll be like an actual recommendation because, like, I know,
Oh,
I
a
know you know what
pity
you're doing.
recommendation?
It's not going to be a petty or a pity recommendation, and I promise I won't be petty either. But yeah, I'll give you one. Geez, you deserve at least one. Maybe we can get the production team to like also, yeah? Okay, we got some head nods. Okay. All right. So like there, you might have two.
Pretty recommendation.
See, I think that's awesome. This is how we get sidetracked, people.
I know.
But yeah, you know what? I totally forgot. There was something I wanted to talk about with regards to the photo on your LinkedIn profile because I actually have notes on that too. Something that's really important. So like, I think before COVID hit, a lot of people talked about dressing for the role you want.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember hearing that?
I have. I
Okay,
have.
yeah. I think the guy who said it, his name was, oh, here it is. Austin Kleon. This guy's a creative. He's a writer who draws. That's what he says on his website, a writer who draws. So
Interesting.
he's a creative.
Okay.
Right? But he's also like a self-help guy.
Okay.
So he like does a lot of speaking and whatever. And he came up with this quote. And I think he came up with it before COVID. I think everybody was talking about this before COVID, right? Like if you went for a job interview, dress for the role you want.
Right, of
When you go to
course.
work, everything
Yeah.
you wear at work has to be dressed for the role you want.
Right.
And that was like a really big deal. I remember people saying it to me and I'm like, I already dress the way, like
Yeah.
I am. Maybe to some extent, some people could take that advice, I think.
Right.
But since COVID, I think things have changed drastically. A lot of people still work remote.
Right.
A lot of companies have become a little more casual. I think with the exception of financial services or like, the financial services industry can still be a little strict. Like women still have to wear pantyhose and
Right.
like that's,
Skirts.
yeah, you have to dress a very specific way in financial services.
Right.
But I think other than that, I think people have sort of loosened the reins maybe a little.
I would agree.
Right. And so that said, I think this is a good opportunity, especially in your headshot, to introduce your personality.
I like that, actually. I like that. The other thing I've heard recently is dress for the day that you have. I've heard that being said
If
too.
that were the case, I'd be walking around in
That's what
like
I'm
bunny
saying.
slippers and
I'd
like a
probably
messy
walk around in
bun.
bubble wrap, honestly, at that point, like accident prone. Hi.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not dressing for the day I had.
It's very interesting too how, sorry, I keep sidebarring, but it's very interesting how we now, as a society collectively, a lot of us will date things as pre-COVID and after COVID.
Well, yeah,
we mark
because-
everything by that
Well,
now.
because
Yeah.
COVID was like a significant life-altering
definitely-
event
definitely.
around the world, and I think it's
Yeah.
something that everybody can relate to.
But even in terms of LinkedIn profiles, just bringing it back.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, like, but still,
Yeah.
post-COVID, LinkedIn profiles.
Yeah.
I think, it's a really great way to introduce like
I
your
like
personality,
that.
right?
Yeah,
like
I like
wear
that.
what you want,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be a suit. I mean, how many CEOs are wearing like a blazer and a band shirt, right? Like, I think there again, unless you're in financial services,
Right.
but yeah, like I'm seeing a lot more of that. I'm seeing a lot more people sort of injecting their personality into their dress, like business casual or whatever. And again, it really truly depends on your industry, and how like because if you know your industry, you know how people will dress in it. But like do that. I think
Yeah,
that's
for
cool.
sure.
Like the red sneakers with like the red, I want to say Converse because those are my favorite outside
Nice.
of my Adidas. But like you see people wearing the red Converse with like a pair of like slacks, right? Like I love that.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Do it. Mind you, we may not see your red Converse in your LinkedIn profile pic, but just to sort of bring an element of something into like the photo that is you, right? And so I think that's really important. And then yeah, so don't take away your personality, by the way. Leave your personality.
Definitely. What
Don't
about
lose
in
it.
banners, though? We didn't even really talk about the banner.
Oh my God, because like it's important,
It
but like we
is.
don't really talk about it. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But I wanted
hold
to
my thought.
Yeah, hold that
Yeah.
thought. We're getting to that. So we're not going to do the whole dress for the role you want thing, right? So like as much as like that was important once upon a time, it may still be for some. I say dress for who you are.
Yeah.
Right? Be
Love
who you
that.
are.
Love
Hire a
that.
photographer.
Yep.
Right? Don't do the AI profile shot as I look at someone we know.
So guilty. Yep.
Not mentioning
Yeah,
Meredith.
and even worse, I did the AI free shots. Those are so bad. I can't wait to show
That's
you.
great. So I'm very excited that we did a photo shoot last weekend. You're gonna have some new headshots.
Definitely.
I think that's gonna be wonderful. Yeah. So don't take away your personality, and I highly recommend speaking to a photographer. Like talk to a bunch of photographers. Don't hire the first person that you come across, right? Hire someone who has the same personality as you,
Right.
because they'll bring out comfort
Yeah.
and confidence in your
Yeah.
photos, right?
Yeah, you need somebody you can vibe with, for sure.
A simple smile in a photo will change how people look at you.
Definitely.
It's as simple as smiling.
Yeah.
Like, and looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's really important. So
Yep.
like, and it's kind of like if you're looking at the camera and you're smiling, it's kind of like you're looking someone in the eyes on the other side of the screen. Right? So like you're connecting with them. And if you're smiling, it's a positive interaction. Right? So like maybe that's why we laugh so much. I don't know. But
Maybe.
like they're positive interactions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so talk to a few photographers, find someone that, that you're comfortable with, that you can speak to, and then they're going to give you a lot of tips. Like the whole like nose down, chin out, like it's a really uncomfortable stance, but the photos, wow, right?
Yeah.
Like they really turn out well.
Yeah.
And they help, like for some of us who have like a little extra skin, we hide it better when we do the twisting neck thing. I must look like a chicken right now. But anyway, so
Insert
right.
chicken for reference.
Yes, I'm sure there's a GIF somewhere, or sorry, GIF. Right. So
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm horrible at this. Right. So then you have someone who's going to make you comfortable and bring out your personality and take amazing photos. Right. So that's really important. Banner.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those banners. Leaving them blank is not good.
Nope.
Right. On my banner, I have my favorite color, teal, which is also my brand color for my agency. And there's like stuff that shows someone working and like little notes and things, right? Which is my desk.
Yeah.
It's not actually my desk, but that's kind of what my desk looks like. I've shown you photos of my desk.
But I've seen your profile too. I like that. I call that a flat lay. I don't know if anybody calls it that anymore.
I don't know if they do anymore either.
Pop quiz.
Yes.
What's my banner? Do you know? On LinkedIn?
No.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's so lame. It might not be lame. It's the skyline of Toronto.
That's
the CN
right.
Tower.
Because I've gone to your profile a
Yeah.
bunch. I just don't remember.
Sure you have.
Because I have like,
Well, you look at so many. We look at so many.
We do look at a lot.
Yeah.
But also I have the memory span of a goldfish. So, I mean, there's that. That's why I have to like constantly look at notes on my phone, right?
Deprecation.
Right. No, it's not. This is like a fact. I have to look at notes because I don't remember things. Right. So going back to the banners.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that you have your Toronto backdrop. Because
that's why
it denotes your location.
Correct. That's why I
right.
did
And
it.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, why not be a little more creative?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Right? Like, why not? Is there something that drives you to be an awesome communications pro?
Yep. There is.
What is it?
No, I don't want to tell, but I'm already got something.
Okay.
When you said that, I was like, I already know how I'm going to update my banner. I already know.
So now she's going to surprise us.
Yeah, it'll be good.
So yeah, so like maybe use that, I don't know, influence.
Yeah.
That item, whatever that is that drives you. Find a way to incorporate that into your banner.
That's right.
Right. And for my business clients, right, we always talk about what the banner is going to do, what it's going to look like.
Right.
You know, we change it up all the time. Because a lot of my clients end up at a lot of not marketing events, but a lot of events.
Yeah.
Whether, you know, they're in tech or they're a charity or whatever. So we change the banners out to denote like, hey, we're heading to X event, you know, join us at booth XYZ, right? Because they might not see all the posts, but they might come to the profile page or the business page of the company, and then they'll check that out.
Right at the top.
It is.
So,
yeah. So it's right there.
I like that. I didn't even think about that actually. But what a good idea, especially for someone that's in sales or business development.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
You should be here too.
And a lot of companies now even provide banners for their clients,
Yeah,
right? They're like, hey, if you want, you know, here's a LinkedIn banner you could use. It says you work here, right? It's branded like for us. And, you know, how cool is that? You know, some people be like, that's really lame, thanks. And other people will be like, oh, I'm so excited. I want to be an ambassador, right? Like, I want to show how proud I am to work at this company. So like you could just definitely go that way. And it's not necessarily lame. It just shows that you're happy to be working where you're working, right?
Right.
So I think that's an option as well.
Definitely. We've covered a lot.
Have we?
I feel like we have. I knew this was going to happen, and I feel like there's still so much to say.
There is.
So I think we'll have to pick this up, unless you have anything else that you want to mention.
I don't know. I feel like we covered off on some statistics and why photos, you know, are important. We covered off on what you could wear, not wear.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like your personality, having that shine through. We talked about titles. We talked about descriptions.
And just being you. I think that's the most important part.
That's my favorite thing.
Just being you. You can now. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And talk about your achievements.
Definitely. That one is big for me. That's another big change that I'm going to make is I'm going to fix that featured content section.
Yeah. You know, show your achievements.
Yeah.
Be proud of like what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right? Like we want to see that you're proud. We want to see that you've achieved things, right? And if you're a job seeker, that definitely could help get you that job, right? But anyway, those are just my thoughts. I don't know. I guess I what do I say at this point? Like, it's LinkedIn.
LinkedIn is constantly evolving, just like us. So
well, yeah, I guess we are constantly evolving.
We definitely are.
We're doing it. We're doing stuff.
So, on that note, I will say that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Big thanks to our production team at Road Crew. We love them. We hope that they love us. And we will see you next time.
I guess we'll find out if they love us during post-production, right? Yes, we do have like a little workbook that
That's
we want to
right.
add for free.
Yes.
This is going to be just a freebie, so you guys can go through and check off what you've been able to change, update, and little tips and tricks along the way. So we're going to be adding that to our Patreon channel, where you just sign up and then you download it. It's
amazing.
easy peasy.
Yeah.
And who else do we have to thank today? Anybody else?
I think so.
No, I guess that's it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're out.